Oh no. What happened? What happened? I'm getting real sick of this camera. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm trying to have some camera issues here. I'm gonna get started here in a second. Hello, hello. Thanks for joining. I don't know who's here. I don't know if anybody's here. I got anybody here with me? If not, I think I have time to do what I need to do. Hello, hi. Down, Howard. How's it going? About to get started here with the general reading. So if there's specific questions, I'm doing it by donation. Just setting up here in a second, and if we get a couple more people, I can go ahead and start. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, y'all. And I'm gonna time myself for maybe about an hour. We're gonna get started at 7:30. So in about 3 minutes, I'm gonna get started, and then we're gonna go on till 8:30. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. How are you guys? Hello. As you guys can see, I'm a terrible shuffler. It's a wonder how I can read cards, but I can't shuffle. You'd think after like 3 years of doing this, I got this, but these cards are so huge. My hands are kind of small. Long fingers, small hands. Ready for Monday. I like that attitude because I am not ready to go to work tomorrow. The day is okay. Oh, it's good. Still a good day if it's an okay day. All right, let's shuffle these one more time. So this is going to be a general reading, you guys. So just keep in mind that it's not going to resonate for everybody. But if it does resonate for you and you get something out of it, kudos and happy for you if that's the case. I'm going to do things a little bit different from how normal readers do their readings. In other words, I'm basically going to do a reading on where the collective should focus their healing for the rest of the month. Hi, I'm going to show my face a little bit. We're going to do a reading based on where we should focus on our healing for the rest of the month. And then we're going to go into some energies that may or may not be coming up, that may affect some decisions that we're going to make, or affect our decisions that that are pivotal to this month, just to keep it kind of answering specific questions in the read. But I was specific. But if there's specific questions that you guys have, I'm not answering. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. We'll do specific questions by donation. So we got about 1 more minute. I'm trying to turn down the music just a little bit. I hope it's okay. I hope it's not too distracting. All right, so, oh, and give me just 1 minute. Never mind. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get started since it's 7:30. All right, so first and foremost, thank you to my spirit guides, angels, and ancestors that are aligned for my highest good. I thank all of the spirit guides who are aligned for everyone's highest good, for connecting with me if you so choose. Please protect this space from anything that means us harm or that means to trick us. I ask that you would please open our minds and hearts to receive the messages clearly and moving forward from this point that we may be able to hear and see your messages in our everyday life. Thank you. All right. What is the healing focus for the month of June? For the collective, well, there's a lot. What is the healing focus for the month of June for the collective, please? Oh. These cards are kind of big for me, too. What's the healing focus for the month of June for the collective, please? Healing focus for the month of June for the collective, please. I feel like they want me to pull an oracle first. We'll see. Are we going to take these? All right, we're going to take these. Is that my cousin? That is my cousin. Hi. All right, so the healing focus, for the month of June. So we have 3 cards. We have the Page of Voices, and I'll try to show the cards if the light allows. The Page of Voices, which is the same as the Page of Swords. The 5 of Inspiration, which is the 5 of Wands. And the Hangman, which is can be the sign of Pisces. And it seems like our healing focus for the month is perspective and patience. Specifically, perspective in how we see ourselves and how we see others, and the rest of the, basically how we see the rest of the collective. Excuse me. My throat just got really tight all of a sudden and itchy. It's almost like either people are talking too much and sharing too much about their own opinion and not listening, or we don't share enough of ourselves, or we don't share enough of our voice to other people, and it mostly has to deal with how we see ourselves and how we view ourselves, and how we're viewing ourselves for whatever reason. And this is as a collective, so take it as it resonates. It's not all of the messages are going to be specific to your situation, but it's like seeing yourself from a specific lens. It's almost as if you don't even trust yourself as almost as you don't trust other people. As much as we don't trust strangers. You know, we trust strangers about as far as we can throw them, right? But the issue is that we are also giving ourselves that same treatment, but for what reason? What purpose? And the Hangman also talks about patience. It talks about more than just perspective. It talks about how we are able to see where we are at. Almost from a third eye perspective. I don't know if you see this in the card, but there's 3 pyramids, and in one of the pyramids is the all-seeing eye. And she's upside down, kind of like, you know, so obviously she's not seeing things from a normal perspective, or what we would consider normal. And it's almost like you're hanging in this, we're hanging in this limbo of, you know, we're trying to really see the full picture, but we can't completely get it yet. And I'm going to get clarification on these cards too, because this seems like it's diving into something deep, or much deeper than personal healing. This seems to be talking about healing on a collective scale. The Five of Wands, or the Five of Inspiration, is normally about conflict and conflict with others and just not being able to get on the same page. And you know, I kind of see that, and we can kind of see that in the world right now, where everybody, it's more than just a difference in opinions. It's a difference in experiences. And when we try to share those experiences, and you know, there's truth in those experiences. Just because it's not your experience doesn't mean it's not true. But it's the difference in those experiences that everyone is competing for, like, this position of truth. Like, mine is the all the way truth, and there's nothing else. And it's not just one group or one person, it's everybody. Everybody is seeing each other and seeing themselves from this specific lens, but what they're missing, the bigger picture. They're missing the higher perspective. They're missing the connecting point. So nobody's able to get on the same page just because they're missing that, whatever it is that's connecting. But in this deck specifically, this talks about how we view ourselves. The Five of Inspiration talks about how we may have a tendency to look down on ourselves for whatever reason. This could be because of how, you know, growing up, others have told us what they perceive to be true, even if it's not true. And eventually we end up we hear it so much that we end up making that a part of our truth, whether it is or not. And so our struggle, and our internal struggle, is being able to see from a different perspective than how we have been living. Our struggle is, how can we see ourselves and how the divine sees us, and how our spirit guides and our spirit team sees us, versus how we've been looking at ourselves for our entire lives, because somebody somewhere at one point in time, whether it be childhood or adulthood, told us one thing, and so we took their truth to be the truth. And then we finally have the Page of Voices, kind of tying this all together, or the Page of Swords. And it's tying this message all together, and it's saying, like, we need to be able to see from a different lens. You know, she's refocusing her glasses. Where can you refocus your perspective, your spiritual perspective, to be able to see the truth in everything and get a better, clear picture in order to move forward in your healing journey, right? In order to move forward in life in general. In the original tarot, the Page of Swords is holding a sword. He's standing on a hill. You know, he's kind of looking over his shoulder, kind of like, you know, observing what's happening around him, because he's afraid that somebody's going to basically run up on him, for a lack of better words. Like something's going to catch him off guard. And so there's something here as a collective that, if we don't pay attention, if we're not careful, we're going to get caught off guard. But even more so, our spirit team and our spirit guides, the ones that are aligned for our highest good, are encouraging us to really pause and take a look at how we view things and why it is that we have the perspective that we have. So we're gonna clarify this, and then we're gonna get some advice on how to deal with this specific type of situation. And then I'm gonna go into answering any personal questions, pending donations. Thank you guys for your support. Thank you guys for your support on my videos. And if you guys have any just, you know, general questions, you know, not really wanting a reading, but just general questions, I'm more than happy answer. Welcome to our friends. All right, so we're going to clarify the hangman, the five of inspiration, or the five of wands, and the page of voices. So first, let's get a clarification on this hangman. Please clarify the hangman for us. I am not taking all of those, please. The hangman. Please clarify the hangman. Give me one. Give me one. Y'all know I hate multiple cards. Just give me one. And okay. And I just made a mess. Give me 1 second, you guys. Thank you. Oh, please mark your questions for later. I'm going to finish this reading, and then I'm going to go into the general questions that you guys have. So I'll keep an eye on that. Amazing. Okay. So the hang muse, please. Please clarify the hang muse for us. Okay, I'm taking these now because this came out earlier. So we have the hermit that came out to clarify the hangman and the eight of inspiration, which is moving forward. So it's about before we start moving past, or trying to hurry up and get past this specific lesson that the collective is going through, our spirit team is asking us to take a pause. So I don't know if you see this kind of clearly. I know the light is in the way. I'm very sorry. But she's sitting under a tree, and it's almost like she's receiving enlightenment, right? And she's traveled to this journey, and this is the resting place. So as a collective, we're in this resting place. And in order to really get the answers that we're looking for, in order to change our perspective about ourselves as individuals and who we really are, not who we believe ourselves to be, but who we are supposed to be, right? You have to take that time to do so. You have to take that time. I see so many people on TikTok, and not just TikTok, but everywhere. They're like, oh, I want to know what comes next. I'm trying to get in touch with my spirit guides. I'm trying to get in touch with my ancestors. And then, readers like myself will say, well, you need to do your healing. And you're like, oh, I already done that. You guys, healing is not a start finish. It is not a race. It is not a linear journey. And by linear, I mean literally linear. Well, from point A to point B. That's not healing. Healing is a consistent, constant cycle that somebody commits to when they have a spiritual awakening. And you can choose to commit to it, or you can choose not to. But what is significantly worse is starting your healing journey and then stopping altogether because we don't get the answers that we want, or we're not moving as fast as we want to. And so when we take a pause, it's okay to pause, but it's not okay to stop. Our spirit team is keeping us in this limbo because they're trying to get us to see something. They're trying to get us to open up to the bigger picture. People like myself and others out there that are on the spiritual journey, we don't do this for power. We're not in this because we're trying to get more spiritual gifts. No, we were awakened at some point, and as we kept going on the spiritual journey, some of us, not everybody has gifts, but some of us got awakened to our spiritual gifts. And it's in this awakening process is where we had to make the choice. Are we going to commit to our own personal healing? Are we going to commit to letting our gifts develop naturally and not forcing them to develop? Because it's a thing, and I'm seeing people do it, and I'm worried. As a collective, I am worried for our collective because people are so focused on the gifts, they are not focused on the healing that they have to do. Specifically for this reading, we're talking about healing our perspective of ourselves. How do you see yourself? How do you talk to yourself when you are heartbroken? How do you talk to yourself when someone cusses you out and at work? How do you talk to yourself, and how do you feel about yourself when you make the wrong choice? Do you talk negatively about yourself? Or do you nurture yourself? Are you kind to yourself? And so that's what the collective is trying to get us to, or excuse me, that's what our spirit team is trying to get us to focus on this month, specifically this month. And I don't know if it's Mercury retrograde. I believe that's the reason why. I think that plays a part. But I feel like this is an energy that's going to be happening all of 2021. We're really going to be taking a look at ourselves and how we view others and how we view ourselves. But it starts with how we view ourselves. Because once we change how we view ourselves, that changes how we view others. Okay. Off my soapbox. Going back to the Hermit and the Eight of Inspiration. You have to do this work before you can move forward. Because the Eight of Wands is it can be very fast. This can be communication. This can be messages coming to you in the form of dreams. Some of you guys may be having your messages come to you in the form of dreams. Others of you may be having messages come to you in the form of numbers. You may be seeing repeated numbers. You may be seeing repeated sequences. Time may be going by extremely quickly, which isn't normal. You know, you come into work. I've experienced it over the last week. You come into work, and then the next thing you know, it's time to go, and you're like, wait, what happened to the rest of the day? Like, did I just hit a time warp? Like, did we go through a black hole? What happened? Because all of a sudden, we're at the end of the day, and I have no idea what happened, right? So those are the kind of signs that you guys want to watch out for. But this is the moment that we're in right now. So Spirit is saying to you guys, if you want to move forward, if you want to progress, you first need to pause. That may sound like an oxymoron. That may sound like the complete opposite. But in order to move forward, you have to pause and listen. Some of you guys aren't really listening and aren't really healing your learning, trying to learn a craft or a new craft, and this craft is distracting you from the real work that you have to do. Healing your childhood trauma. You guys have probably heard me say this in my videos. Healing your childhood trauma, your sexual history trauma, trauma related to your family, trauma related to your friendships, trauma related to your intimate relationships, right? And even trauma in your career progression or trauma at work. You know, not being able to trust others because of what you've had to go through in the workplace, or not feeling worthy enough or good enough because you had a boss or a supervisor or whoever or even coworkers who talked down on you. That no matter what you did, it wasn't good enough for them. And so somewhere along the way, you started believing that you were not good enough because somebody else said it. Because the job that you were doing wasn't good enough for that person. But you took that and said, oh, I'm not good enough. What I do isn't good enough. And that's got to stop. That's got to change. That is where you need to refocus. That's where you need to pause. That's where you need to gain a different perspective. Try to see from a different perspective. Try to see what's around you and not what is in your immediate environment, right? Try to look within. The Hermit, try to look within. I do have different signs here, so if it resonates with you, it doesn't. So far I have a lot of fire sign energy, but the main energies I have are Pisces and Virgo. Pisces as a sign is very intuitive. They are very in tune with the spirit realm, very connected. And for Virgo's a very practical sign. You know, there's steps that have to be laid out. There's plans that have to be followed. Virgo could be a very meticulous sign, but it's a meticulous sign and it's detailed for a good reason. So with these signs and this energy showing up in our collective reading, take a page out of a Pisces or a Virgo's book. You know, get detailed about yourself. Oh, we got Virgos in the room. Hey. Get detailed about yourself. Get detailed about your spiritual life. Get detailed about your healing and where you need to be. As much as people are so focused on what herb or what mix of herbs will make this love spell stronger, what candle color means this, and what flame size means this, and what smoke coming towards you means this. Be as detailed in your personal healing, as detailed as you are in studying craft. Be detailed about your trauma. I think this way. Why? Because so-and-so back when I was 5 years old told me this on this day, and I will never forget it. Stuff like that, you guys, is where you need to focus. Or start to stop and think, where can I recognize, like, what's a pattern? I'm seeing a pattern in my relationships. Like for me, for example, I'm seeing a pattern in my relationships, and right now I think the common denominator is me. The common denominator is me in one way or another, but that's neither here nor there. But that's the type of perspective that you have to look at. You have to look at yourself from an objective point of view, from an outside point of view, not from an emotional state though. And you guys, you're not going to be able to tackle everything at once. I was that person to trying to do everything at once, and it's not possible, and you will drive yourself crazy. Literally, you can start something, and then, you know what, I'll come back to that. I'm going to start on this. I'll come back to that. I'm going to start on this. But then you have to go back to it. You have to go back to that part of your healing. Okay, so we're going to take a look at this five of wands. What is this? Okay, I didn't even start shuffling. Whew. Oh, my heart. Okay. You have the Two of Wands and the Devil. The Two of Wands and the Devil. Tori, what the hell does that mean? Right? Is the devil bad? Guys, there are no bad cards in tarot. Okay? I just want you guys to know that. There are no bad cards in tarot. What the devil is talking about, and what the Two of Wands with the devil is talking about, is our attachment to our perspective. Our attachment to our plans and how we see things and how we want things to go. You have to release that. You have to release that, because as much as you think that you got it all planned out and how you want to do things, Spirit is laughing at y'all. He's laughing at everybody. Spirit is laughing at everybody, because we get so caught up in it, and we get stuck. It's like being on a hamster wheel. We just keep doing the same thing over and over again. And Spirit is just, our Spirit team is like, come on, you can do this, and we're just still on that wheel. So when the devil comes out, you guys, it talks about our attachments to the material things, our attachments to this world, our attachments to unhealthy relationships, unhealthy addictions. Give me a second. I'm trying to turn down the music. Alexa, turn down the music to 2. Okay, I think that worked. So the devil here with the Two of Wands, we are attached to viewing ourselves negatively. We are attached to viewing ourselves in such a way that it's unhealthy. It really is unhealthy. If I had to give an example, and I might be channeling this for somebody out here is, I will never find my soulmate, or I will never be in a healthy relationship because I'm always treated like this. I am always treated like this. Therefore, it is me. Every guy I've ever dealt with has always ghosted me, or they'll disrespect me. They'll ignore me when I start giving them attention. I don't know who this is for, but that's an example of an unhealthy attachment in how we view ourselves. And some of us are stuck in that. And to be honest, and it's not everybody, but to be honest, there's some people out there that are really caught up in this victim mindset. And they're addicted to that victim mindset because it kind of gives them attention. It kind of gives, when you are stuck in that victim mindset of woe is me and I'm always this and this is always happening to me and it's no matter what I do, this is always going to be it for me. This is always going to be it. And some people are addicted to the attention. And some of us give them that attention. Oh no, that's not true. And you deserve the world. And they start getting that attention. And the reason why they're so addicted to that is because at the end of the day, they're just looking for somebody who understands them. They're trying to attach themselves to somebody that understands them completely. Mind, body, and spirit. And that, and if you're looking at it from a collective perspective, that's a very natural thing. We as humans just want to connect with each other, which is crazy considering how many wars we have, how many murders happen on a regular basis, how many people steal from each other, how many people are yelling at each other. There's an imbalance to the natural order of things. And so what's happening right now is the spiritual battles that are occurring are manifesting in the physical. Half of us are blocked spiritually and the other half are open spiritually. And those of us who are blocked are not remembering that we are all living as neighbors, or we should be living as neighbors. We should be living in such a way that we're kind to one another, but we get so caught up in our everyday life. I'm guilty of it. Especially in traffic. I live in Southern California, you guys, and let me tell you, my patience is thin. Already. Okay, I'm a work in progress. I tell everyone I'm a work in progress. I'm not perfect. My healing journey is still going on. My spiritual journey is still happening. But I got road rage. Bad. 2, Southern California is overpopulated. 3, why does it take me an hour to get home 17 miles over the hill, but in the morning before 5 a.m. it takes me 20 minutes to get to work? And I forget. I get so caught up. Yep, you're from Southern California, so you know. We get so caught up. And oh my God, why are you moving so slow? Oh my God, why are you doing something so stupid? Oh my God, why are you driving like this? Oh my God, you. Instead of pausing and taking a step back and going, you know what? This is more than just about me. Everybody here is stuck on the same doggone freeway. We are all stuck in the same situation, and that's how we should view ourselves and others. We are all stuck in the same situation. Different experiences, different timing, but we are all stuck in the same situation. I cannot lash out using my anger, my sadness, my rage, my jealousy, my disgust, whatever, solely because I'm stuck in how I view myself. If you view yourself in a disgusting way, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. I'm so stupid. I can't believe I let that person get away with that. How do you think you're going to view other people? Oh my God, that person is so stupid. I can't believe they allowed themselves. I can't believe that they did that. That's their fault. How dare they? Oh, and it's rough. It's rough out here. It's hard out here in these streets. Okay, off my soapbox again. Honestly, that was probably the channel message right there. We're going to get a clarification on the page of voices. Please clarify the page of voices for us. Spirit, angels, and ancestors. Please clarify the page of voices. Oh, yeah. The Tower and the Star. Wow. The Tower and the Star came out. Sorry, I'm trying to... So that's the Tower. That's the star. So the tower, you guys, can be a specific event. It can be, I won't say it'll be like devastating. For some people it might be, you know. But this is the shakeup. The whole point of the tower and the tower card is that something that no longer fits is removed from your life. And Spirit tells us that we can either choose to remove it now that we know, now that we've been enlightened, or they're going to do it for us. And it's going to be not in the way that we want it, and it's going to be harder to deal with later on. The star talks about the healing that comes after. So with this page of voices, with this page of swords, and all of this together, what this is talking about is when we finally grasp that other perspective, when we finally grasp that how we have been seeing ourselves all this time no longer fits who we are becoming, that goes away. It gets completely wiped out, and it's almost like, oh my God. Well, this is probably dramatic, but it's like, oh my God, my entire life has been a lie. Or, oh my God, like, what the hell have I been doing this whole time? Oh my God, I've wasted so much time. But then again, you have to catch yourself. You didn't waste time. And maybe time was lost while you were on this journey, but it happened on divine timing. The tower is divine timing. The tower is always divine timing. It happens when it's supposed to happen. It happens when we're not ready, and it happens when we're ready. It depends on the person. It depends on the individual journey. And with the star here, that just lets me know that there's healing that starts once this new perspective is reached. That lets me know that after this gets removed, then we can become open to receiving. I don't know if you see that light path hitting our head. We are open to receiving that healing and that knowledge and that wisdom, that what we need once that tower falls. We are open to receiving divine wisdom. We are open to being vulnerable, to recover healing energy back into ourselves that we may have been giving out to other people without really knowing it. Recovering how we view ourselves, calling the power back into ourselves and out of the hands and out of the spirits of other people. Reclaiming your power. It's easy to say, harder to do. When you reclaim your power, it's a daily practice. It's a daily choice, and it is an active, enlightened, awakened choice when you choose to reclaim your power. When you are tired and spent and overworked and underappreciated, and someone says, hey, I really, really, really need your help. I have this going on, blah, 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 blah. Please help me. Or, I need you this weekend, and I can't tell you what it is, but I just need you. When you know and you are enlightened to the fact that you are tired, that you are exhausted, that you literally cannot give to other people because you are so exhausted, this is the moment where you need to make the conscious choice to reclaim your power and reclaim what belongs to you. Without guilt being attached to that decision. Being able to say, one, a couple people do it differently. One, completely ignoring the message altogether. Right? You're tired, you're exhausted, somebody messages you saying that they need your help immediately, and you have nothing to give. You don't have no gas in the car, you haven't eaten, you haven't slept. You cannot help this person. And so some people, for them, reclaiming the power is, I'm turning off my phone. For others, reclaiming their power is, I'm sorry you're dealing with this. I cannot help you at this time. When you start doing that, when you start reclaiming your power, let me give you another example. You have a million tasks on your plate because for so long you have not trusted others to assist you. You have not trusted others to assist you when you need help the most. And so you think it's better if I do everything myself. Right? Reclaiming your power also means being able to say, I need help. When you recognize in that moment that you need help. That is reclaiming your power. Reclaiming your power is when you get a message from an ex, right? Or from somebody who you're dealing with in an intimate setting and it's a very complicated situation. It's confusing to you. And every time this person messages you, you get worked up. Your heart starts racing. You start to get headaches. You kind of feel that crying energy going on. And you're like, I really cannot deal with this again. I cannot deal with heartbreak again. I cannot deal with this again. Reclaiming your power, when they hit you up with that, what are you doing? At 11:30 at night? Or when they hit you up with, can you please help me? Or when they hit you up with, I miss you? Or when they hit you up with, where you at? Reclaiming your power can be blocking that number, can be deleting that number, can be telling that person, no, actually no. Let me rephrase that. When you engage in certain conversations, when someone is beseeching you and you engage with them, at that point that you decide to engage is the point where you have officially given over your energy. When you do that, it's hard to reclaim it back. That's why it is so hard to detach, especially if it's an intimate relationship or even family. But that's why it is so hard to detach from toxic attachments. To detach ourselves from toxic energies. And it's because at the moment that they are poking and prodding us for our energy, we choose to give the energy over, even just by sending one message over. And this isn't a relationship reading, you guys. I'm just saying these are examples of how we end up giving our energy over to other people. This is how we give our energy over to other people. This is how other people steal our energy. As hard as it is, and believe you me, there have been several instances. I'm an Aries, all right? I am a typical headstrong Aries. I'm an Aries sun, Cancer moon, Leo rising. I get fired up if somebody decides that that's the day that they want to jump in my face over something stupid. I need to choose, as somebody who is walking on a spiritual path, I need to choose if I'm going to actively and consciously make the enlightened decision not to give my energy over. Meaning I'm going to walk away from this situation. I'm going to walk away from this person. I'm going to ignore them. Whatever the case may be. And I'm not saying it's easy, because believe you me, there are several times. And even if you choose to ignore them, but then you start ranting and raving about the same thing and talking about it over and over again because you're angry, that's still giving energy to the situation. Gossiping, that's still giving energy into the situation. People asking you, oh, what happened between you and homegirl, you and homeboy? I heard y'all fell out because y'all got into an argument, or so-and-so was sleeping with so-and-so, whatever the case may be. And people who are like that, who are trying to get into your personal business and trying to figure out what happened and not asking, are you okay? Do you need support? That person is trying to steal your energy and you need to walk away. That person is trying to take your energy and you need to walk away. You need to disengage. However you see fit. And I understand not everybody is going to be comfortable with, sorry guys, I'm just going to get comfortable for a second. I've been sitting on this floor for too long. Not everybody's comfortable with conflict resolution head on, right? I'm the one person. I'm very blunt and to a fault, and I recognize that not everybody's like that. Right? It's hard. It's hard to be that person, to just straight up tell people what it is without, worrying about coming across as rude or whatever the case may be. But reclaim your energy. Protect your energy. Protecting your energy is more than just wearing stones and talismans and oils and meditation. It's more than that. It's about being able to step back and close that door where it needs to be closed and keep it closed. Now, if it's something that you have to go back to because if you don't deal with it, it won't go away, then table it for later. Close that door. Do what you need to do to get stronger, to get more experience, to get help, to get assistance, and then come back and deal with it later. And that's not just for specific situations. That's how your personal healing should be too. No, me personally, no. I don't want to talk about my sexual trauma. I don't want to talk about my sexual abuse all the time. That shit is exhausting. I don't want to talk about my family dynamics all the time. That's exhausting. But you just table it for later. I don't talk to my shrink about the same thing over and over and over and over again, because it's exhausting trying to revisit those emotions, and all of that comes back up. It makes it real for that individual. It's like PTSD makes those situations real for that person in real time. That gets exhausting and it's terrifying. But what you do is you table it for a later time. You take a pause on that situation, and then you move over to something else, something that you can deal with right now, right? So this is what Spirit is trying to get us to do. Everybody is so focused on, the hype, I think. And it's coming clear in this reading that we need to change how we see ourselves, because we're attaching to things that we don't know about. We're attaching to trends, and we're attaching to practices that don't belong to us, right? We're attaching ourselves to practices that work for other people but may not work for us, because we're not focused on our healing, because we don't see ourselves and who we are as good enough. I'm going to use what that person is using because I like how they look, but I don't like me. I don't like me enough, but if I do that, I will like me enough. No, baby. No, baby. No. No. That is not how, no. That is so hurtful to you. And you know what? If somebody out there really feels like that, I don't want you to know that you are loved and you are good enough as you are. You don't need to follow anybody's specific practice. Okay? This is a general reading right now for the collective. If you want a specific reading or if you want me to answer a specific question, I'm doing it by donation. If you scroll up to the first comment, I put my Venmo there. That's all I have. I'm sorry. Venmo or PayPal, or you can just book a reading with me on my website. The link is in my bio. But this is a free general reading, and we're spitting some knowledge right now as a collective. So that's the situation, you guys. Take this time to pause. Don't jump into practices that you haven't researched, that you don't really know about. Don't get so caught up in, I'm going to learn this spell, and I'm going to learn this spell, and I'm going to learn this herb, and I'm going to learn this deity. Don't get so caught up in that, and start focusing and researching where it is that you need to do your own spiritual healing and your own emotional healing, because our emotions are tied to our spirit. It affects us, and they can carry on, and our traumas can, and our traumas and our gifts can actually carry on into the next life. So, do what you need to do to cultivate that. All right, I'm gonna get an Oracle Wisdom for you guys, Crystal Mandala Oracle. kind of as a final general message for everybody to take home. If you want a specific reading for yourself, so absolutely has nothing to do with this reading, I will answer one question per donation. So if you donate, I will answer a question that you have. But if you want a reading, a full reading for yourself, then you can book on my website, and that my link is in my bio there. I don't know if I don't know, you guys. Do you think I should post this reading on YouTube? We got some good messages today. I also posted the monthly horoscope healing focus too there. So if you want to focus more towards your sign or your either your sun, moon, or rising signs, if you go to my YouTube channel, which is just Clearing the Air Tarot with Tori, that's where I have it broken down by element. I used to do 12 readings per zodiac, like one reading per zodiac sign. I don't do that anymore. It's just, it takes so much energy out of me, you guys. And for the amount of people that are watching, it's just not enough. So I will try to post this on YouTube for sure. I think it lets me save the video at the end. I'm still kind of new to TikTok. All right. Spirit guides, angels, ancestors who are alive for our eyes. Good. Please leave us with a final message or final messages to take home with us and carry in our hearts regarding this healing focus. Yo. I'm so sorry, you guys, when I laugh like that, like this. Oh, I got a weird laugh. I'm sorry. I am so excited. Okay, because this is how Spirit confirms for me and confirms for us, and I just love this. So we have the Crossroad of Destiny, Goddess Hecate, and Mika. I've never heard of this stone, and I don't know if you guys can see that in the camera, but in the middle is what the stone looks like. So if somebody out there knows what Mika, or Micah, I think is what it is, the properties of it, let me know. And also our crystal goddess number is 888. So if you guys see 888 this week, just remember this message that we have tonight. I'm going to read from the book. So we have Goddess Hecate, Crossroad of Destiny, number 42. So if you see 42 or 24 or 888, any combination of that or something that adds up to 8 or 42 or even the number 6, keep an eye on that. Wow, Hecate, what did we do to deserve your presence today? Thank you. We bring you the empowerment of the Crossroad of Destiny. You are at a pivotal point on your life journey. This may be obvious to you, with a potentially life-changing decision before you. Or you may not realize the impact that an apparently insignificant choice is going to have on your future. Either way, you are at a point where you can leave the past behind, and chart your course for a new adventurous chapter to begin in your life. This is not something you need to be frightened of. It is a sign you are progressing on your path. The crossroad of destiny happens when you have mastered a cycle in your life and a new cycle is before you. It is an opportunity that you can take best advantage of by listening to your heart. So everything we talked about earlier, you guys, and I'm sorry if you missed it, but everything that we literally talked about, leaving our past behind, changing our past perspectives, making the conscious choice to listen to our intuition, to pause, to listen to our hearts, to listen to our spirit, listen to what it's saying, right? This is about us making a choice to move forward. This is Spirit and our spirit team empowering us to leave all of that past nonsense in the past in order for us to progress forward. There is a certain comfort and familiarity. The world you have been living in has some sort of boundary, some degree of predictability, and certain things, people, or situations you can rely upon to behave in particular ways. This is good or bad. These familiarities can be a way you choose to feel secure, even if you know deep within that life is always evolving and so are you. and that things need to change to stay fresh, healthy, and inspired. The truth is that familiarity doesn't really create security. Your mind may like to think it does, but this is an illusion. All things change in time. That is a natural law. What you and your mind need to remember is that you can choose to feel secure even through changing circumstances that lead you towards an unknown world. That unknown world will eventually become known to you, with its own boundaries and some degree of predictability and familiarity, until again change knocks at your door or kicks it down. There's that tower moment. And you are facing another crossroad in your life, needing to make decisions that will affect your future. The security you can feel in this process comes from knowing that this is not random, though it might seem that way at the time. Destiny is not simply a destination. It is a living process that will cause growth and evolution in you as you shed that which no longer serves your soul and open up to receive that which does. You may wish to understand all the possible ramifications of your decisions, all possible outcomes, and then make a clear, logical choice as to what will serve you best. Although you can rely on logic and analysis, and perhaps you wish to start there if you are so inclined, it is through listening to your heart, the inner knowing and voice of intuition within, that will bring you the most joyful experience. You can either play it safe or play it true. The heart will guide you to the truth. The choice might scare you at first, or you might feel excited about what you feel your heart is asking you to do. Your mind may not understand and therefore create doubt, but the heart has its own wise genius beyond compare. It is the vehicle through which the divine plan is felt, and it is your flawless inner compass. This oracle comes to you with a message. Let all your choices come from your heart. If it feels right for your heart and there is joy there, even if you have to search beneath all of the what if something goes wrong fears of the mind to find it, then do it. If you have recently made such a decision and are waiting to see if the sky is going to fall on top of you, this oracle affirms you have crossed the threshold into a new way and that it is time to leave the fears of the past behind you now. If you are feeling that you need a crossroad, a choice point to help you shift out of a habitual way of being that has become stifling to you, that you need a change to broaden your horizons or try something different, then the oracle affirms this. You can always choose to try and continue with life as it is, even though in due course it will change and will take you along with it. Or you can be the spiritual adventurer along your own untraveled path, knowing that the Divine Mother watches over you and will protect, assist, and guide you as you find your way. It is safe to trust the call to a new life you feel inside. It is your destiny urging you forward into so much grace. So here's an affirmation for you guys to save or repeat on your own. So you can say these things. I choose, and you can say it out loud with me right now. So repeat after me. I choose of my own free will, through this and any lifetime, and through all layers of my entire being, to release any experience and associated belief system based on fear of hearing. To release any experience and associated belief system based on fear of hearing and acting on my heart guidance. I trust in the divine plan for me as it shows itself in the crossroad of destiny in my life through divine empowerment and an unconditional love. So be it. There you go, you guys. I hope that you guys got something out of this. I certainly did. Wow, we have been blessed with the presence of Hecate. I do not personally work with any other deities, I have not engaged in or have been guided by any other deities other than the Orishas of my culture. So this was nice that somebody somebody out there in the spirit world is looking out for us as we are crossing over that threshold. And it's funny that we have the goddess of Crossroad and Destiny here with us, because today is also the day in the feast of Elegua, who is the Orisha of the Crossroads. So it's just fortuitous that we have on the day of the Crossroads and the day of the Orisha of the Crossroads, we also have the goddess of the Crossroads gracing us with their presence, and also reminding us that we are at a pivotal point in our lives. So please, 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 you guys, if you start this healing journey, choose to commit to it. Again, it's not a start finish, but the results will show as you reach new levels. So it's a continuous thing, and it sounds exhausting, but as you reach new levels, seeing the results at each level, as you keep going and keep going and keep going, it's well worth it. It is so worth it. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you have a great rest of your week. Please do not forget this message. I will try to find a way to post this on YouTube. If it's on YouTube, you'll see another video from me on TikTok announcing that it's on YouTube. So thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Take care. Retrograde is almost over. We got 9 more days, but don't forget the shadow period after. So take care of yourselves. Thank you so much. All right. Auntie question, how do I end the live? Oh, geez. All right, you guys. Take care.